This footage is difficult to watch. These anguished cries impossible to forget. Relatives entering this building seeking the bodies of their loved ones, executed by a Mexican drug cartel. You're witnessing the pain of the Mexican border town of Juarez, the front line in the war on drugs. And this, a crime scene I just had to see for myself. There's so much violence that occurs here in Juarez that the world just does not hear about. And now it's disconcerting to see this fresh paint here on these walls as an old woman makes her home in this building. For just 2 months ago, this literally was the corridor of blood. This building had been a drug rehabilitation centre, and one of the major cartels suspected that its rivals were recruiting foot soldiers from among the patients. So they came in this door and down this corridor, moving from room to room to room, executing everyone they found. While they're now trying to build a home, this is where 17 people died in yet another day of Juarez violence. Within 2 days of this attack, the death toll rose even higher when 2 survivors died in hospital. And there is no discrimination to the slaughter. Under these clothes lies a 7-year-old American boy. His father the target, but the hitmen chose not to let the child live. On this day, we're in Juarez to see the horrors for ourselves. It's just before dusk as I approach a fresh crime scene. In Juarez, 1,600 people died from drug-related violence last year. This year, the total's already well over 2,000. And today's total is already at 12. The man in that car was hit by cartel gunmen, riddled with 8 bullets. His passenger tried to flee, but only made it that far. This was yet another afternoon of killing in Juarez, with a night of murder yet to follow. It's only 9 o'clock. We're now going and joining this police patrol. Since the killings this afternoon that we saw, there's already been another homicide, bringing today's total to 13. Every night, joint patrols like this one between local and federal police and Mexican soldiers crisscross the city, trying desperately to stem the flow of blood. Things were so bad that earlier in the year, the Mexican president had to call in the military to help protect the city. For a short time, there was a lull in the violence, but it quickly returned. Now, it's worse than it's ever been before. By now, it's close to 10 p.m. and the reports of violence are streaming in over the police radio. The patrollers just received another call on the radio to some kind of incident. But those lights there, that's America. It's the US border. This reminds you just how close this war on drugs is being fought to American soil. But before the night is over, there is even more carnage to come. All this in our one afternoon and evening visit to this deadly city. This time it's almost too much to bear. It's just after 11 o'clock. And where you see those policemen gathered at that door, there's just been 4 more slayings. This time, all women. The early reports are that a gunman walked in that door and executed all of them. One of them a 12-year-old girl, another one 14. And in the gut-wrenching irony, all of this done with the American border crossing just here, 80 yards away. There can be no more pertinent reminder of the Mexican blood that's being spilt in this war for the right to supply America's demand for illicit drugs. Michael Ware, CNN, Juarez, Mexico.